A riveted read about a dynamic public health warrior. Bobby Kennedy wrote on the cover of this book one of the recommendations. The book is called Poisoned, folks. It's about an attorney who all of a sudden got sick. Any of you been there? And he ran to all the king's horses and all the king's men and all the pharmaceutical companies, and he kept going around and around and around. His name is Alan Bell. We are honored that he joins us right now. Alan, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Doug. You're doing some really great stuff for millions of people that need this information. And it seems like the only place they can get it is right here with you. Thank you.
As are you. Alan, I'm not kidding you. I'm not telling you this to paint your wagon. This book is riveting. Bobby is right. Is he a friend of yours, Bobby Kennedy? Must be, to be on the...
Yeah, we are friends. We've worked on some cases together. I've known him for 9 years personally, and I can tell you that he is the real deal, and he's going to help make America healthy again. I
am so excited every day. I go on board and look at what he's doing. It's so important. Alan, tell the folks who are wondering, here I am sitting at home watching Know the Cause Doug show, and I've got arthritis, but the doctor says I'm aging, and I have ALS or MS-type Myelin-Sheath disease symptoms. Could this be chemicals in my life, mold in my life, filthy water in my tap? Tell the people how this all started.
Well, that's interesting. It started off after I moved into a new building, and I began experiencing symptoms. First, I thought I had a cold. Then I thought I had a flu. Then I thought, well, maybe I have Epstein-Barr virus. Maybe I ate something funny. Maybe I caught something somewhere. That's how it started off, and that's how many of these illnesses start off. They're insidious, and they're elusive, and the cause and the effect is often unknown. And when you go to a typical doctor, they're not trained to make the connection between an environmental exposure and illness. They're only trained to prescribe drugs and medication. Mm-hmm. That's why I ended up going into over 200 or 300 doctors' offices all over the country until we finally found out that it was the building that I was working in.
Wow. Was it something specifically? I know you went through all your tests and how many antibiotics you were on and so forth. What was it specifically? Was it a VOC, a volatile organic compound in that building?
It was actually a chemical soup. It was a brand new building, so they had chemicals coming off the new carpeting.
Yep.
They had chemicals coming off the walls that were new paints, new glues, all kinds of new things, and they interact with each other and cause a toxic chemical soup. It's called sick building syndrome. Mm-hmm. And basically what sick building syndrome is that there are molds or toxins that are contained inside a building that people breathe that make them sick. And depending on each individual's biochemical fingerprint, you can get 10 people exposed to the same chemicals and come down with 10 different diseases. Mm-hmm. That's why this thing is so elusive.
It is elusive. At what point in your career, Alan, did you learn about mold and mycotoxins in some of these buildings?
That's an interesting question. If you've seen the movie Erin Brockovich, she worked for two lawyers, Massey and Vidito. And after the movie came out, they started getting thousands of phone calls for people getting sick all over the world. And it was just a two-man law firm. They couldn't handle all of it. So they started sending me these mold cases because they've never handled a mold case before, and neither had I at that point in time. That's when I first learned that mold could actually cause illness. My first case was in Bakersfield, California. Mold case where I was in Bakersfield, where I represented 68 people. One infant died, 12 of them were hospitalized, and we sued the largest management company in the state of California, and it ended up on the CBS Early Show on national news.
Mm-hmm. And you said in your book that at several times you actually had doctors go in, a lot of these Section 8 tenants, and you had doctors go in and look at the building, and they'd come out and say, whoa, Alan, you're right on this. And so they could become professional witnesses. Do you still do that, Alan? Do you still take on cases of mold injured or chemically injured clients?
Yes, I do. There's thousands of people all over the country that contact me, thousands of ill people that have nowhere to turn to for help. They're sick, they're poor, they're defenseless. They've been poisoned in various ways by usually rich, greedy individuals or rich, greedy corporations. In many instances, I take these people under my wing, I build up their cases, and I give them a key to the courthouse and go after these. It's a David and Goliath situation. Go after these rich institutions that have poisoned them. You know, many of these corporations, their mantra is profits over people. Well, my mantra is people over profits.
Yeah, wow. The book is a must read. Please, if you have a loved one who is suffering and running from doctor to doctor to doctor, Alan Bell's been there. He wrote his whole story about this. In one of the chapters, you're going to read about a young girl who saved his life. Her recommendations. Happens to be a girl named Ashley. I'll let you read about it in the book. Alan, brilliant, well-penned. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
It's a joy. Thank you.